Hello ladies and gentlemen and those in between, welcome back to my channel, Everett here, and today we're going to talk about The Shore, the series. Before we get started, I would like to thank everybody who has supported my channel, because just a few days ago, my channel has finally got monetized and I was like a dog with two tails. I mean, you guys have no idea how difficult it is to have 1,000 subscribers and reach the 4,000 watch hours required by YouTube, and I just couldn't help jumping for joy. Especially when I received an email saying that my YouTube channel had been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. And I understand that getting your channel monetized is just the beginning of another difficult challenge to deal with and much harder work. But right now, I would just like to savor this sense of success. I know that this is just something small, but always remember, guys, big things always come from small ones. And money can't buy these mixed emotions and feeling right now. So I would like to thank everybody, all of you guys, my subscribers, for supporting my channel, and I would love to give a big shout out to my best friend Ernestus, my new friend Bill Roper, my twin brother Joanne Basilio, and to my newest subscriber Stephen Cox from Australia. And of course, my #1 fan who has always been there since I started this YouTube channel, my best friend Seth Grantham. Thank you, everybody. Yay! Before we talk about The Shore, the series, I would like to talk about how touched I was when the director of The Shore, the series, who is the same director who directs Amori, the series, Jody Garcia, reached out to me through Facebook Messenger, inviting me to attend the media conference for The Shore, the series, before the first episode was released on YouTube. I personally think it was thoughtful of him to send me a message to join the media conference, and by that I mean it's not that every day we receive a message from a series director, and that is why it saddens me to think that Jody Garcia is no longer connected with Star Image Artist Production Company, including Star Image Digital Network, Star Image Spotlight Workshop, and to all of their affiliates. I actually read a post on Facebook revealing all of the reasons why Jody Garcia was fired out, but I won't really go into details because whatever issues they have with one another is something that I can't really comment on, and I don't think I'm in the right position to say something about the issue. And of course, I don't exactly know what happened, but I completely understand why that person had to post that up on Facebook, and I'm sure that there are some reasons behind that post, but my only concern is the picture that was chosen to be posted up, because to my mind, there's nothing wrong with picking out a somewhat decent looking picture, because after all, they also had good times with Jody Garcia, and in my opinion, Jody Garcia looks like a criminal in that photo, and it's a little bit inappropriate, but like I said, I understand them because they have all the rights to do however they wanted to notify the public. The Shore, the series, is a story of David who catches his girlfriend and his best friend having sex, and because of his overwhelming heartaches, he decides to go somewhere very far, a beach resort particularly. He struggles hard to forget what happens without thinking straight. He rents a boat, gets lost, and stranded on an island where he finds Simon, a man who has lived on that island for a few days. They help one another to survive while waiting for someone to rescue them. Eventually, they fall in love with each other despite the differences in principles about life. But when Vince, who is David's best friend, finally comes to rescue him, David and Simon get separated, and David eventually discovers that Simon, his companion on the island, is merely a byproduct of his imagination. Let's talk about the three main characters, David, Simon, and Vince. David is played by John David Scott, and in the series, David is a typical guy who gets mad about catching his girlfriend and his best friend having sex. And just like anyone who's cheated on, David goes somewhere very far in order to forget. However, instead of forgetting the past, he gets himself into big trouble. He gets stranded on an island because of an unexpected storm while he goes boating going somewhere, which he is not sure of. On the island, he meets Simon, who he eventually falls in love with. Simon is played by Miguel Chang, and eventually, David finds out that Simon is just formed out of his imagination. So, how do I feel about their chemistry? I think that David and Simon have a good chemistry because David has this mixed race looks and Simon has this Chinese looks, and I personally think that their looks complement each other. However, I have to be honest, I would love to pair Vince, who is played by Kyle Birches, up with David, because I don't know, I mean, just the two of them give me these butterflies, and for some reason I can feel this heart-piercing affection when Vince pats David on the back, and I was like, Vince, could you please pat me on the back too? Like, I am being lonely right now. Like, I need someone to comfort me? Oh my god! But on a serious note, Vince is David's best friend who actually loves David secretly. And like I said, personally, I choose Vince over Simon to be paired up with David because I just think they have better chemistry. So, what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section below. I suppose that this is an interesting series, although I have to honestly say that it's a little bit forgettable. But of course, there are a bunch of good things about this series. First, I love the location and the scenery, lots of lovely shots on beautiful tropical beaches. And who doesn't get turned on by seeing two guys make love? Although there's nothing sexually explicit about the scene, I must say that the romantic scenes are very passionate. And additionally, I love the plot twist. It's really intriguing, and I love how the series turns out to be informative and educational. The three main characters are charming, and they are all equally handsome in their own right. David is the handsome mixed-race man, Simon is the handsome Chinese man, and Vince is the handsome Filipino man. My only concern about this series is that the pacing of the storyline drags out a little bit as episodes roll on. I understand that a slow-burnt romance works magic, but I think that the two lead characters, David and Simon, spend so much time getting to know each other that at certain times the storyline gets a little bit tedious. But of course, I understand that it requires a great mind to pull off this type of story, taking place on an island for the most part of the series. But overall, I have to say that this series is a really good series. This series tackles a very sensitive issue, and that is mental health issue, and I'm talking about schizophrenia specifically. I think that it is brave of the writer to come up with this type of storyline, and this series reminds me so much of Scam Season 3 BL series. So this is a Norwegian BL series which also tackles bipolar disorder, but in this series David actually has schizophrenia, but his case is rare, like 1 out of 10 case. While he is stranded on the island, he's able to form Simon out of his imagination in a tangible way. Like, he can see him, he can talk to him, he can even make love with him. Anyway, mental health is one topic that has a very special spot in my heart. And I did a little bit of research on mental health conditions, and for today's video, I'm going to talk about a few examples of common mental health conditions. Addiction. Addiction is when a person compulsively persists in certain behaviors regardless of the consequences. A person can be addicted to substances like drugs or alcohol, or activities like gambling, sex, and the internet. Over time, the frequency and intensity of the activity increases, and when a person stops, he or she experiences unpleasant feelings or emotions. Anxiety. Anxiety is a common emotion when dealing with daily stresses and problems, but when these emotions are persistent, excessive and irrational, and affect a person's ability to function, anxiety becomes a disorder. There are different types of anxiety disorders, including phobias, panic, stress disorders, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder, formerly referred to as manic depressive illness, is a mood disorder with two extremes: depressed, which is low, and manic, which is high. It varies in severity and mild cases may appear ordinary for many years. Symptoms vary. A person may be predominantly depressed or predominantly manic, and in between episodes, a person is likely to be quite well and able to function. Depression. Depression is a low mood that lasts for a long time, affecting everyday life. It is often triggered by a mix of genetic, psychological, and environmental factors. Studies show that the risk of becoming depressed can be increased by life events such as poverty, death of a loved one, physical illness, or abuse. For some, the risk is also hereditary. Schizophrenia and other psychoses. Psychosis, including schizophrenia, is characterized by distortions in thinking, perception, emotions, language, sense of self, and behavior. During a psychotic episode, a person may experience hallucinations and delusions. The Short series is one BL series that shows us that we should pay attention to our mental health. This series shows that people with mental health issues are also capable of loving. And just like anyone else, there are also human beings who only long to have someone to talk to, someone to be with, someone to love, and just because they're mentally ill doesn't make them less of a human being. They are not supposed to be judged. Rather, they need care, emotional support, and above all else, understanding and acceptance. We need to treat them in the same way normal people are supposed to be treated. The Short series shows us that at certain times we can find the most loving person in someone who has mental health issues. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video comes out. Peace outie! Anyway, that's been Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when my next